Hello, this is David Thomas with Shelbyville Now, and today I have with me Mr. Elijah Kirby with Shelbyville Weather. Elijah, it's good to have you with us today. I know you're ready to get talking about the weather. Um, hey, who are your sponsors today? Who?
A few of my sponsors are Professional Painting, and we also have Milestone Services. They do roofing and metal shingle roofing. We also have Heritage South Community Credit Union, and then Clements Dental. Those are all four of our corporate sponsors. And then I also would like to thank our subscribers on Facebook, and then also our Patreon subscribers as well.
That's awesome. Well, thanks to all those folks that make this possible. Uh, Elijah, I know we've got 3 weeks here behind us of hot weather, and it looks like it's continuing now. But I know you've been following everything closely. Is this abnormal for this time of year, or is it pretty much on average?
It's pretty normal for this time of year, and I'll be honest with you, I really feel like that. The rain has kept us a little bit cooler, but there have been some days where it has been excessively hot with, heat warnings, heat advisories, everything else like that. And a lot of times, where that ridge of high pressure sets up. And more detail about that when we start talking about the severe weather aspect and why we've been having so many rounds of severe weather this summer. But it even though it has been hot, a few days, the amount of rain that we've had has kept us a little bit drier, or excuse me, a little bit cooler than usual. Yeah.
Right. So we're actually a little below average then, since the rain has kept us down.
Yes, sir. Hmm.
Okay, so what do we have coming up for the rest of this week? I know you and I have talked, and you think that we've got some severe weather threats. Tell us about that. What's setting that up, and what kind of time frame are we looking at here?
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here real quick, and then we'll get started. So here is a general setup of what we're looking at here with the severe thunderstorms. So we have a ridge of high pressure over Texas, Oklahoma, over to Arkansas, and down into Louisiana, and the core of the warmest temperatures, and they're not getting very much rain at all over that area. And this is where the high pressure has been set up for most of our summer. And during this time of year, a lot of times what will happen is we will get a complex of storms to develop up here in Nebraska and Missouri and Iowa. And those storms will actually ride down the northeastern part of the ridge and dive down into Kentucky, Tennessee, even maybe even down to South Carolina and Georgia, as we see with this white arrow right here. So it's something that we have to keep an eye on for sure, and that's why we've had in the past 3 or 4 weeks we've probably had 10 to 15 severe thunderstorm warnings just in Bell, not even including Coffee County, and it has been just very very active. And a big part of why is because this high pressure is set up at just the right spot where those storms will ride along that high pressure ridge down into our area. And high pressure centers in the northern hemisphere flow clockwise, so all the wind associated with the high pressure in the upper atmosphere is turning around clockwise, and that is also helping to spin those storms down and around on the northeastern side of that high pressure system. So because of this general setup that we've been having for the past couple of weeks, and we're continuing to see, the Storm Prediction Center has put out a marginal risk, which you can see the scale over here is a level 1 out of 5 for severe thunderstorms tomorrow. And I'm going to show a model run here in just a second of our HRRR model, and that'll give us a good idea of maybe what time we'll see these storms start to develop and get going tomorrow. And as you can see, most of Middle Tennessee, kind of south of I-40 generally, is under the threat of severe thunderstorms tomorrow. And then there's going to be a heavy rain threat potentially that sets in after these storms move through, which we'll go through in just a second as well. So I'm going to put us on the HRRR model here, and we're going to be looking at the map right here on the right-hand side of the screen. And so you can see this evening we may have a few scattered showers come through, but I'm not expecting very much with that regard. And then as we get towards early tomorrow morning, we have our first complex of showers and thunderstorms start to develop and get going over Paducah, southern Illinois, and southeastern Missouri, and that will dive down to the fall apart. But then we have additional showers and thunderstorms that'll move through, and that's a lot of heavy rainfall too. So that's something we don't want to forget about too, is the potential for some flash flooding in a few areas. And Bedford and Coffee County are right here. I do want to see what time this is real quick. I didn't have the timestamp in there too. So this is about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and you can see that there are some heavier showers starting to move into Bedford and Coffee County. And then those kind of fall apart, and then we dry out for a little bit in the afternoon. And then later on in the day, we have some stronger storms develop, which that's why we have the marginal risk and effect. Stronger cells over here in western Tennessee that start to get going. And then those eventually try to push into our area by the time we get to PM to midnight early Friday morning. And again, those storms may stick around with us and potentially cause a little bit of we head into the day on Friday. So I do have another model run that I would like to show y'all. This is the NAM 3-kilometer model, and this one has been showing a pretty interesting solution regarding how much rainfall we'll get. So right now I'm showing you how much rain. This is a rainfall map as we go forward in time here. So you can see the rain starting to come, fill in a lot of areas by tomorrow morning. And then this is when the first round gets done. Most areas around Bedford and Coffee seeing 1 to 2 inches of rain. But then as we talk about that second round of storms coming in later in the evening, it's showing that portions of our area could see upwards of 6 to 7 inches.
Wow.
Now, we can't take this verbatim. This isn't the gospel or anything, but it will be something to keep an eye on to see if this narrow band does set up. It may not set up right over us. It could set up right in the middle of us instead of over to the southwest, exactly where. But the National Weather Service is keeping a close eye on this potential flooding threat, and they have said there is a chance that they could be issuing a flood watch for Friday if this wants to show what it's showing right now. So this will be something to keep an eye on, regardless of the severe thunderstorms. We also have the threat of rainfall, and if we see what it's showing here, 6 to 7 inches, that definitely will be a flash flooding threat, especially and down in the creek beds of southern Bedford County, where the terrain is a little bit more rugged.
Right. So what's the time frame on this heavier rain? What time was it?
So basically, we're going to of storms here. I'll go back to the HRRR model here so we can see. You can see the timestamp right up here at the top, hopefully. And again, we may have a few showers come through this evening in night hours, but our main threat for heavy rain and potential for a few severe thunderstorms begins between 7 and 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then those will continue through about 2. And then we get a good vision before potentially more stronger cells start to develop as we go further. Tomorrow night, we could have a few severe thunderstorms. Main threat will probably be hail and damaging downburst winds up to 60 to 65 miles an hour. And this second round here may come through between 10 and 11 p.m. on Thursday, and then more scattered showers fill in after that.
Okay, so that heavier rain, though, that's going to be Friday. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Early Friday morning is what it looks like for the heaviest rain.
Okay, so do you see a good weekend coming up for everybody?
So right now, again, these Ridge Rider events are very difficult to forecast. So right now, I would say there is a chance we could have some more complexes of storms come through. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. Um, but is a chance that we could have some more complexes come in from the northwest later on this week and into this weekend, on top of the ones I just showed you. But a lot of times they're hard to forecast. As we had one 3 weeks ago where we weren't expecting anything, and then all of a sudden we had a severe thunderstorm watch out, and then we had damage. There was a lot of damage across Bedford County from that severe weather event that happened a couple weeks ago, and we weren't even know. There are a lot of uncertainties when it comes to these Ridge Rider events, and that's why I like them a lot, because there a lot of times you just don't know if they're going to hit until they're in Nashville and they're chugging on southeast. So it is fun.
So if that high pressure ridge were to move 50 miles to the east, it could just all stay on the Cumberland Plateau.
Yes, exactly. It'll all just depend on exactly where the high pressure sets up, terrain axis will be, and the strongest storms.
All right, Elijah, thanks for this update. I know that you will have your Facebook page rolling, and you will be keeping a close eye on this for us. And when you put something out, I'll make sure we share it here on Shelbyville Now, so more people get word about potential hazardous weather and the severe weather threat. And thanks for doing this again. And we want to thank your sponsors. And I'll thank my sponsor now, the Winter Circle here in Shelbyville at 603 Evans Street. We thank all these people that are making this possible. And we want to keep doing this on a regular basis, Elijah, and we appreciate it again. And I know everybody appreciates you and the work that you do. A lot of time goes in to do it, preparing something like this, and we appreciate it again. And thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back again real soon with Elijah, and stay on the lookout at Shelbyville Weather on Facebook. And also tell us, Elijah, how they can go and subscribe.
So on our Facebook page, where you can like our posts or like the page, you can also subscribe button up at the top. There's also a link at the top of the page and a post too, and you can click that subscription button. And $4.99 a month to subscribe, and you get access to our private group chat for all the Shelbyville Weather subscribers. Sometimes I post some information before I post it on my main page. So it is a really cool deal. If you would like to join and support me, that would be awesome. We also have a Patreon page, which can be found on the link tree, which again is linked on my main page on Shelbyville Weather. And any way you can support, if it's not monetarily, I totally understand. I'm appreciative of anything and everything, and I'm just glad that I'm able to do this.
All right, everybody, get out there and subscribe to Elijah's Facebook page. Get on there and get ahead of the game. Get ahead of the curve on this stuff. Elijah, again, thanks for sharing, and thanks for everybody out there for watching. We'll be back again real soon.